This is really unfortunate to be hearing your voice this much. Gosh. That's a problem.
Oh, man. That's really good. Ooh, I'm caffeinated again, Michael Stolly.
This brought to you by Gatorade.
Yeah, man. Well, how's it going today?
It's going pretty well.
Yeah?
It's a beautiful day here in Austin, Texas.
It is great. Yeah, man. Well, I'm glad you're here. I missed you all day.
Oh, cry me a river.
No, but so what we're here to talk about is some really awesome current events. So, you know, I don't know how many people keep up with the news regularly, but, you know, you might be seeing in the news recently about, you know, the ballroom expansion at the White House. So this is some nice, I think, you know, construction and design current events. You know, this is what's happening.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I think this is great. This is just my opinion of everything that's going on.
Well, tell me more about what do you think about this is great?
Okay, so specifically,
like that the White House is being expanded.
Yeah, I just think it's, you know, it's a nice project. And I think, you know, as a nation, we need something like this. We need something to work on.
Let's go.
I mean, when was
the
last big project? You know, like the Golden Gate Bridge, or you know, the fancy arch in where is it?
Oh, St. Louis.
Yeah, that one,
Mm-hmm.
St. Louis Arch. You know, and then you have the Empire State Building. Like, you know, we don't seem to have these really big monumental projects going on.
Yeah.
You know, the Hoover Dam.
Mm-hmm.
You know, these wonders of ingenuity and architecture, and you know, we don't. So when was the last time we had a project like that?
Yeah, I feel like everyone's talking about all these power plants that are being built right now, and it just doesn't have the same appeal.
That's true. I mean, that is a huge infrastructure project.
Massive.
I mean, if you talk about like the Hoover Dam versus like one of these power plants to power these like AI server stations.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the implications of that is huge, and it's going to have a huge impact, but it's just not the same. I mean, you don't just come across one of these AI servers, you know, or these supercomputers, you know, whatever. You don't just stumble upon that. Like the Hoover Dam, you can go look at the Hoover Dam, and get a feel.
In a beautiful spot,
and it's picturesque, you know, and it's just it's a marvel of the modern world, and you just don't have the same effect with these, you know, these power plants and everything that they're doing. But that being said, this I think is one of those things that you know, you can go and look at and tour and go see it, and you know, you can probably go see it even while it's under construction. You know, I don't know.
Yeah.
But again, it seems like something that we need as a nation is just like some cool project to work on, something that's uniting. And I'll tell you why it's uniting. I'll tell you why. So there was a survey done. I'm going to pull this up. Oh, I'm up here. Sorry. I'm not very tech savvy. So there was a survey done. This is according to Architectural Record. But there was a survey done by the Civic Art Society.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a nonprofit organization. And it is devoted to promoting classical architecture for federal buildings. So, you know, they might have a bit of a bent towards classical design and architecture.
Yep.
But anyway, they took a survey of what was conducted by Harris Polls. Mm-hmm. So they hired Harris Polls to conduct this survey. And they surveyed 2,000 adults all across the country, different races, different backgrounds, different, you know, socioeconomic statuses, whatever. Mm-hmm. It was just random people all across the country. And they found that 72% prefer traditional architecture for federal buildings and courthouses and all this stuff over modern architecture.
Interesting.
So, and this is not the only survey like this that's been done. There was one done in the UK that had the same result. I think it's like 68% of everybody surveyed. So the way they conducted this survey, which I thought was interesting, they they showed people close-up images of these buildings, and they didn't tell them what buildings they were.
Yeah,
just that they were federal buildings, and they showed one that was a traditional architecture, and then they showed one that was more modern, and they just asked a simple question, which was, which one of these do you like more, basically. So it was just based on the image of the building, and 78% preferred the traditional style over the modern style. Yeah.
And that's fascinating.
So
when you think about that, think about courthouses and federal buildings. Yeah, why is that? What do those kind of stand for in people's minds, that they go, you know what, I would love those to look a certain way.
Yeah.
Look a way that, one of the things about, you think about classical or traditional styles, is they've been around for a long time, right? So maybe there's something there that's that people like the sense of, okay, this building looks like it's been around a long time. There's kind of a link to that unchanging kind of solidarity of you that you want in a country, right?
Yeah,
might be a little more unsettling if the country's constantly changing and evolve, and there's this sense of like, is it going to be around tomorrow?
Yeah, yeah, and that could be reflected in the architecture. If you see the architecture is progressing, and it's now the super sleek, ultra modern, you might be thinking, wait, this is not what I'm used to. You might kind of feel left behind.
Yeah.
But, the idea is, this classical architecture, it has a history to it. It's based off of like the Greek and Roman buildings that were built. And, we kind of had our government structure sort of based loosely off of this like Greek and Roman republic, right? So the buildings at the time, and this, I'm reading off of, just whitehouse.gov, but, it says here, Washington and Jefferson personally oversaw the competitions to design the Capitol building and the White House under the direction and following of the vision of these two founders. Pierre Charles L'Enfant. I'm going to butcher these French names.
That's great.
Designed the nation's capital as a classical city, for approximately a century and a half following America's founding. America's federal architecture continued to be characterized by beautiful and beloved buildings of largely, though not exclusively, classical design.
Yeah, an interesting thing about saying classical design is that that's kind of a large umbrella term, canopy.
That's true.
A lot of different styles, and when you are pulling back in far as history as Romans or Greeks, there's literally hundreds of different styles that encompasses.
Yeah.
And so from a bird's eye view, from a big picture standpoint, I really think there's something to be said about, hey, this, like, the design of Capitol building and the White House, had a vision, and how do we, continue to build modern buildings within that vision?
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's true.
Fantastic.
They have to, fit your needs of the time.
Yeah.
And obviously, your needs change, and
right.
How buildings are built changes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can certainly follow that classical style. So, this is what I was talking about earlier. President George Washington and Secretary of State Thomas Jefferson consciously modeled the most important buildings in Washington on the classical architecture of ancient Athens and Rome. They sought to use classical architecture to visually connect our contemporary republic with the antecedents of democracy and classical antiquity, reminding the citizens not only of their rights, but also their responsibilities in maintaining and perpetuating its institutions.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a lot of thought that went behind, the design of federal buildings, early on in the founding of the country. And so, and I think this is what Trump is sort of responding to, is getting back to that.
Mm-hmm.
And he's also looking at, the people and saying, well, what do they want?
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, 78% or 72% of Americans prefer this style anyway,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's like, let's just give them what they want.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to mandate that any new federal building, right? Because he's just talking here about federal buildings, not
totally.
like all architecture.
No.
So, and I think there was a lot of pushback to this because, people were saying, oh, well, you can't, it's freedom of speech, right? You can't control what architects do. It's art.
Yeah.
And it's like, look, he's not talking about all buildings.
No. Yeah.
He's just saying like new federal buildings or remodels to federal buildings should follow this classical style.
It's the same kind of idea that follows in corporate architecture, for example. If you look at, let's take a big company like Apple, for example. You go onto their different camp. They have a campus here in Austin that they built recently, and when you walk on campus, it has a sense. A lot of the ways that it is designed is consistent with its other buildings across, all the country, and even blends into its products, and that all plays together. So, to what you're saying of, hey, America as a country and its buildings should all be, I think that makes a lot of sense.
I think he's spot on with this mandate, saying that we need to go back to this classical style.
Mm-hmm. There's a federal courthouse in Austin, downtown, and it was, from my memory, I think it was poorly received overall when it was built. Yeah, and it has it's very modern, and it's kind of abstract blocky design, and I think it comes across very austere and unapproachable.
That's
it's
funny.
Not. It's very. It just kind of looks. You're just kind of confused about it. Yeah, you do. Austin Federal Courthouse.
Yeah, I'll pull it up. But that's funny that you say that because I'm trying to talk and type at the same time. It's very difficult. Because that's the many. Those are the same types of words you hear, when people talk about this modern style of architecture, which, I'm not picking one over another. I'm just looking at these surveys, and that was a lot of the verbiage that you hear was that it's cold, it's uninviting, and maybe on a deeper level, there's not much to it. Like there's not a lot of craftsmanship involved. And it's kind of simple in its form, and so people just didn't really relate to these types of buildings like they do when they see these classical designs. So here it is, the Western. Oh my gosh, I've never seen this.
Oh yeah,
this is a federal courthouse.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can see how that wouldn't be well received.
Yes, it's it's not particularly attractive. I mean, I think there's some parts of it that are successful, but for one, it doesn't do a great job of this is in a very urban context, and it doesn't do a good job of activating or like interacting with the site and the rest of the buildings around it. I mean, it's a courthouse, so there's some, security considerations and, programmatically there's some challenges to, I'm not saying that it has to be like a big glass building, but, it really there's kind of a dead void around this building.
Yeah.
as a result, just kind of how it looks. It looks very imposing, almost like a castle.
It does. It's not. I mean, I see what people mean when they say it's cold and uninviting, because that's kind of the vibe that I'm getting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
I do like the use of there's different, from an exterior perspective, there's it's kind of the stone skin, and then up towards the top there's some sort of wood, or like wood adjacent product that's
wood adjacent. You're probably right. It's like a composite.
Yeah, I'm sure it's some
it's ugly.
Composite, but I think that's successful. But yeah, overall it's
okay. So here's
for the type of building, I think it could have been different.
Here's another one I'll show you. You're probably aware. Now this, I don't know if this is a federal building, but the new Obama Presidential Library, which is under construction.
Where is that at? Is that in Chicago? Yeah, I think it's in Chicago.
I think you're right. But, I mean, I don't know. You tell me. Give me your thoughts on this, Stolly. All the images I've seen, I mean, this is like a real, kind of a real life image here. That does not look very good. This is just my personal opinion. That doesn't look good. It just looks like a chunk of, I don't know, a block of something. It doesn't scream library to me.
Yeah, libraries, are kind of a different ball game. I mean, I like that it's, it has a tower. It's a solid, so you're saying it looks like a block. Like, I think there's something that's cool about that from, when you think about, okay, this place has got like a lot of knowledge in it. Like, that's what it's holding.
So this is screaming
I don't know
knowledge.
If it has archives or...
See, now this model here, I guess, there's a lot of underground components to this, which you don't see from some of the street views, I guess, of the pictures taken in real life. You don't see the underground complex, which, I'm sure if you're in the building and in some of these areas, you might get some beautiful views and scenes, I guess, as you're in the space and even in this tower. Like you said, there might be some spots in it that are kind of inviting and feel good. Yeah, I'm sure. But just, personal opinion, this isn't very appealing. I do like the skin where it's kind of facade where it's see-through up in that. Yeah, up in there. I'm not sure what orientation this building is, but I would think that's maybe a southern exposure. I guess here's a rendering of the inside. Chicago. I would love to see more up close. A lot of these are far away pictures of like the shape of it, and I'd love to see what is that stone material on the exterior. What's it doing? Trump criticizes construction at Obama Center. There you go. That sounds pretty much in line. Criticizing. Yeah. I mean, but I do think there's an important distinction between libraries and federal buildings. Agreed. Yeah, this is not a federal building, so a little bit of a difference there. But it's along the lines of this modern architecture that we're talking about. So, okay. So hypothetical here, if this were to be a federal building, does that change your opinion of the shape and the form? Yes, I think so. Okay. 100%. Okay. So you're okay with this as long as it's a library, but as soon as it becomes I don't know, FBI headquarters or something, no, I don't like it. Okay. Yep. Well, that's fair. Well, great. Now this is what I want to, this is great. This is another, I think, a really cool project that I hope we do. I really do. I think this is a win for America. This, Arc de Trump. I don't know if anybody has heard about this. Now I'm looking at the BBC. I think there's some other articles that are out there on this, but it was there was some plans on Trump's desk about this arc, this triumphant arc. And I don't even know if they will build it. I mean, I guess it's in the plan stage right now, but I mean, there's models of it on his desk, and Trump in his fashion, he's like, yeah, we're doing this.
Mm-hmm.
This is
this is happening.
This is big and beautiful, and we're gonna do it.
Yeah.
So, but who knows if that's actually gonna happen? But I hope it does. I think this is great. I think, again, this is like another.
So the intent of this is welcoming people from the Arlington National Cemetery as they cross the Memorial Bridge.
Yeah, it's in that area. So what I've seen is that this is to commemorate the 250th anniversary of the United States.
Gotcha.
So that would be next year.
Wow, is that next year?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Crazy.
2026.
So they would, they would have to get on it if they want to get this done.
That's cool, though.
Yeah, it is super cool.
I do like I'm not crazy. So I think this is an area where this feels, and I'd be curious to your thoughts on this. This feels like a spot where I don't know that it's appropriate for that to be classical. Because and my reason for that is that this we're celebrating the 250th anniversary of the U.S. and there's something about that seems to me like, hey, we're classical, and as a design style often odes to older. It relates to older times, styles, thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, if we're celebrating essentially the 250th birthday of this country,
yeah, I think something about this arch that, and maybe there is. We obviously don't have a lot of detail on this, but from a style perspective, I think there's something about that being modern that would be really successful in saying, hey, this happened in this 250 years. Like, we're celebrating America.
So you're saying it needs to be a reflection of, modern 2026, because if this is happening next year, it should be a modern representation of America.
Yeah, I think there's something about the design of this triumphal arch, we'll call it, looks too similar to me to like some of the other famous arches, like the one in Paris, for example. Yeah. And America's not a copy of France.
Paris, yeah.
It's not a copy of Greece or Rome.
It's not.
Italy,
but it was heavily influenced by those governments.
Yes, but I think this is that. Okay. This could. I think
I'm sold on that.
This could be done a little differently.
It's like, hey, let's do our own thing.
Let's do our own thing. This is America.
I agree. Yeah. All right. Okay. See, I'm sold on that.
There you go.
I still think we need to do some kind of.
Now, I get that it's in DC, and like, I mean, a lot of the context of this is very, to your point, classical and stuff like that. So maybe it would be weird to have it stand out too much, but
yeah,
I don't want to just copy whatever France did, who copied whatever. There needs to be something in there.
Yeah.
And for this particular case, I think.
I agree. It is very loosely based on the Arc de Triomphe in France. But yeah, man, I didn't think of it that way, and I think I'm sold on that. I think we still need some way to commemorate the 250th anniversary of the United States.
That sounds like
but let's do something better than just what France did.
100%.
We're not French.
No.
Damn it. Come on. We're freaking Americans. It needs to be like 3 times as big.
At least.
At a minimum.
At least.
Yep. Yeah, but maybe not an arch. Well, okay, so what would you propose then?
Well, it's interesting.
If you were I'm President Trump, and you're pitching this to Trump, all right? Yeah. So what would you propose?
Well, I really need to think about that, because what comes to mind, and this is the arch in St. Louis, and I need to brush up on the history of that arch. I think it was something about being a gateway to the West, if I remember correctly.
You might be right.
But one of the things there's some engineering feats that are going on in that arch.
Sure.
And there's some incredible geometric like pattern. The way that it is shaped is really intentional. How it sits. So I really like that from a thought perspective of there being intentional about the shape of it, and so something, I think there would be something like that for this monument would be really interesting.
I think you're right. I'm kind of on.
I'm not saying copy that, but I think some of those elements that make that arch really successful could be cool here.
Yeah. And that arch is really, that's strictly American, you know? Like, I mean, if you look at like the Statue of Liberty, you know, that was a gift by France. So, you know, that's not even really, that's not an American designed or American made monument, you know. But something like the Golden Gate Bridge, something, you know, that's just big and like that's American ingenuity, you know. I'm kind of, I kind of agree with you now. I think the arch is silly. He needs to ditch this. If Trump, if you're listening, come on. I know you're listening to this.
Yes.
I know you are.
Get with the program.
Get with the program, man. Get rid of the arch. Do something better.
Be
original.
Cool. Yeah.
Be original. Yeah.
Yep. Gateway of the West.
Look at you knowing your history. I didn't even know that.
I'm just pulling out of my butt.
Yeah. I still think the project itself, the idea of building some kind of huge monument,
I think that's a great idea
to commemorate, you know, 250th anniversary is spot on. Well, let's do better. I agree. Let's make it better.
Yep.
Maybe we should come up with our own designs. Let's submit our own designs. How about that?
Let's do it.
Okay. I'll win. I'll beat you.
You're going down.
But
I'm calling Trump.
Hey. I got him on speed dial, buddy.
My idea is better.
Yeah. But this is something that's currently going on, which we talked a little bit about, was the ballroom construction, which everybody is just so pissed off about this.
Really?
Oh, have you heard?
No, I haven't read much about this one.
I mean, first of all,
I saw some images, but they're kind of half-baked and super vague.
Yeah, I mean, anything the guy does really is always going to draw some fire from somebody.
Sure. Oh, yeah.
It's always going to be polarizing. But this is great. I mean, it's the first, I think, expansion of the White House in the last 60 years, right?
Wow.
I think something like that. And so he's adding this 90,000 square feet of space. You know, capacity is for 650 people. You know, this ballroom
to
huge. Entertain people, you know, dignitaries and leaders from around the world. And I think that's great. I think if you're bringing in somebody from another country, like, you want to show off and show them, hey, this is how great we are.
Yeah.
Look at our wealth and our amazing spaces that we have. And have you seen interior photos of this?
Yeah, I saw one or two.
I can't blow this up.
That were.
And some of the pushback I'm hearing is like, this is the people's house. He can't just do this.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, well, he can. All right. Let's be clear. You know how many additions have been made to the White House over the years? Like bunkers. There's underground bunkers. There's, you know, the East Wing and the West Wing and all this other stuff that's been added. And it burned down at one point. I mean, do we not remember that, where we had to rebuild the White House? So, you know, there's been a lot over the years that's been done. But
yeah, he likes to put his name on top of things. This might. I'm unclear about the program of this, but you know, going back to the design of it is, you know, it should follow the design of the rest of the building, and this seems to be doing that. Again, it's hard to tell just from a couple of very vague images. I mean, the scale seems massive. So
I mean, 90,000 square feet is
a large.
That's ginormous. So I guess here's an overhead shot of. Here you go. That gives you a good representation. So here was the East Wing, which that was completely demolished, and in place of it, we're doing the ballroom.
Wow.
So, I mean, you can see this. Holy moly. You can see the
This
scale
is
there.
huge.
It does kind of dwarf the White House a little bit, but
Yeah, that seems...
that's pretty grand. That's cool.
seems maybe, again, hard to know about the needs, programmatically. I'm sure someone's doing some...
Yeah. So the White House has been untouched since President Harry Truman. Is what this says.
Wow.
So it's been a long time. And the other cool thing about this is it's privately funded. It's not being paid for by tax dollars.
Yeah, I don't know if I like that.
You don't? You don't think you
No.
like that? If it's just a donation,
Well, yeah, but just a donation.
you think there's strings attached?
Oh, there's no way there's not strings attached.
Maybe so. Maybe people trying to
think-
gain favor with the president and making a big donation.
Yes.
But that's every
100%.
donation.
Well,
That's
yeah,
everything.
But that's why I don't think this should be a donation-based project. I
Hmm.
think it should be done with tax dollars. It should be visible. This is the money that we're using.
Okay.
But, I mean, again, I don't know exactly this type of project, how that fits into government spending, where that goes, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. But I'm not liking the fact that the president and a bunch of other unnamed patriot donors just got together and said, yeah, we're going to do this. And
Well, it's not. They're not unnamed. There is a list of names.
oh, that's good.
Yeah.
So
It is.
I hope there's some visibility.
It
to
is.
that.
It is. There is a list of names, and it's it's like Bezos and all these other billionaires across the
Mhm.
country.
Yeah.
Um.
Yeah, it's super sketchy.
well,
But maybe it's a good thing.
maybe it is.
I'm skeptical.
Well, it's good of you to be skeptical. I mean, anything the government does, it's definitely good to have some skepticism. But I think the project itself is great. I think we need more of this.
I'm in.
All right.
Let's build some stuff.
Yeah, cool. All right, so there you go. Here's a challenge. You come up with I'm going to give you a week.
Mm-hmm.
Next week,
Yep.
I want to see your proposal to Trump for this commemorative statue or whatever
fantastic.
it is. It might just be you
Mm-hmm.
in
Yep. It's definitely not going to be me.
posing like the statue of David, but it'll just be your face. That's a good idea. That's modern.
No one wants to see that. I
No?
guarantee you.
Oh, okay. And then I'll do one, and then we'll compare it. We'll take pictures and we'll see. We'll let people decide which one's better.
Love it.
We'll post some pictures of it,
Yes.
and we'll see. Do you like Michael Stolley's design, or do you like Lonnie Armstrong's design? So
I'm excited about this.
for sure, I'm going to be the winner. I'll tell you what.
We'll see.
You've got to see my
Highly
design
doubt
talents.
that.
All right. Well, cool. That was it. I think I just wanted to run through some current events and things that were going on that's having a real world effect on design and construction. And this is a big one. This is in the news. This is big. So I wanted to get your thoughts on it. So I'm
Thanks
glad
for
you
talking. Enjoyed it.
glad you're here. Thanks for coming. Be sure to like and subscribe. Follow the channel. This is available on YouTube and Spotify. All right. Appreciate you. Peace.